Oh, a CS.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Catching up. Just in a few more moments. Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. Playing Nintendo, ain't no G's and playing Nintendo. Sitting in the host chair, at least for now. We have no idea. We're on Fluxay watch. He may show up. He has an invite. It's a standing invite. We have no idea if he's going to be here or not. But my Nintensis is here. What's up, Caroline?
What's up? I have something to say.
Say it.
'Tis the eve of Splatoween, and here in the shack, Caro jumps in to make things are on track. Donnie's here, Jason's not. That's the only thing amiss. So I say to you, Donnie, are you ready for this? It's shit time!
You're so very, very, very talented to be able to do that type of stuff.
I was telling Brian like 15 minutes ago, I was like, I gotta come up with something just to, lead it in. He's like, why? It's like, because I want to do it. So
we got Benji in the chat. Hey, Benji. Thanks for dropping in, man. Always, every week. We appreciate it. But before we begin, the Nintendo Shack podcast is a proud member of the PSVG Podcast Network. We have shows for everybody. We have PSVG Prime. We've got shows for board gamers. We have the storytelling show OT. We have PSXP as well as the Xbox Empire. The PSVG Podcast Network is a proud member of the Make Us Better community, which you can find at patreon.com/makeusbetter. Shout out and thanks to all of our Patreon supporters who make all things possible, like getting the Nintendo Shack its own podcast feed. That's right, you can subscribe to the Nintendo Shack without subscribing to the Network Master feed. All you have to do is go to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, wherever it is you like to get podcasts, and search the Nintendo Shack. We'd really, really appreciate it if you told a friend. We've been doing this specific podcast for over a year now. This is actually episode 52. But the Nintendo Shack has been a part of PSVG almost since the beginning. It's been a thing that's been going on for 3 years now. So there's a lot of people that may have given us a chance that tuned out. Maybe they never liked the master feed. Maybe they never could find us, and now they can. So if you've got friends that like Nintendo, hit them up with that goodness. Show them the way to Shack Life and get them caught up with us. And remember...
When are we going to have bumper stickers? Like those Salt Life bumper stickers? When are we going to get Shack Life bumper stickers?
Caro, you're the designer.
Yeah. Okay.
You're saying when? We're looking at you. That's...
I'll see what I can make, and it's got to be in the same font and everything, and just look absolutely ridiculous.
That's amazing.
I've never understood that. Like, why people have Salt Life stuff in the middle of Georgia where we live. I'm like, nobody lives near a beach.
Oh, yeah. You got to get down towards like, Tybee or something like that. But right. It did become a cool thing. I think that's awesome. I would totally buy one, and maybe we can put it on the blog. Maybe other people would like to represent Shack Life. And just last thing as we get through the rigmarole, Shack Life goes live every week, Thursday night, around 9:30. We can never really commit to a time. 9:30-ish on twitch.tv/PSVG. So if you are a Prime subscriber, you can throw us a subscription. Or if you're just a really good listener, you come hang out, you want to ask questions, come get us in the chat like Chalfie did. What's up, Chalfie? We see you.
What's up, Chalfie?
So with that out of the way, it's kind of a slow news week. So we're going to kind of put off some of that, and we're just going to get right into what we've been playing. And I see that you've been playing a ton, so let's talk about it.
What have I not been playing? I have not been playing Luigi's Mansion 3DS, even though I got the 3D version. I know it's a terrible, terrible thing. So the story with that is, I think due to Hurricane Michael last week, we have a Best Buy hub, and that's where I order all of my Best Buy stuff. Or I order all my video games from Best Buy, sorry. And it was just late. It didn't ship until Friday, the day that it was supposed to be released, and they told me Thursday going into Friday morning, hey, we're not shipping your thing out until, a later date. I did get it on Monday because it came through not the United States Postal Service, and it's just been sitting on my table. But other than that, I've been playing a little bit more Arena of Valor very skimpily because I know how it can get me. Went back to a little bit of Monster Hunter. Yesterday, I started going back to Super Mario Odyssey. And I started doing that again today.
Did you replay it, or are you just going to getting moons?
I'm getting moons. I'm trying to get the full, I'm trying to get all of the moons in every kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some of them that are pretty rough. some of those music note chasing ones. I had to do a couple times today. And then tomorrow, Dark Souls comes out, and the only thing I'm getting is the Solaire amiibo. So
that's you have a problem. You know, it's funny. In Discord, we were talking about that earlier this morning. There's a lot of people that are. I mean, I'm with you. I couldn't care less about the game either. So it made me postulate, like, how long until we see, like, EA, why aren't you putting Madden on the Switch? And they go, well, you know, Dark Souls sold like crap, so we didn't think we'd, you know, Nintendo gamers don't buy non-Nintendo games. You get that headline click story like twice a year.
Madden would be brand new, and Dark Souls is a remastered version anyway, so...
I'm sure... I don't know.
You can just play devil's advocate with it on either side.
My issue with Dark Souls is it's going to be really hard to pull anything out of any success or failure that it has, because it's a remake of an old game. Right. It's a remake. It's a release of a game that released 6 months ago everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and so like it's in that South Park vein where you think it should sell well.
6 months?
I think so. Didn't it come out in May?
6 months. Yeah, because it was originally scheduled
May
for
or June?
Summer or something. Yeah.
So it's been a long time. So they delayed it for a while. I haven't looked at the reviews or how it's played. I hope it plays well. But I was never going to buy that game. Like, I was never going to be my thing.
And then just not, like, you know, in terms of what comes to me and stuff. Very fine gentleman over on one of the our fellow streamer community Discords. His name is The Winter Gamer.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for selling me your Xenoblade 2 Pro Controller.
Ooh, you got it. Yay! Shout out The Winter Gamer. Nice.
So he said that he would be willing to part with it if he could get, you know, some cash in order to get a new one. And I don't know if he's going to get the new Smash Pro Controller or if he's just going to go regular, but I have a beautiful Pyra-themed Pro Controller as of today to show my love.
That Smash controller is the hotness.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So if he definitely should be trading up. You should be trading up. Everybody should be trading up for that one. If you have any means to get that one, that's the one to have. Probably forever. I didn't even notice.
Like, I love that the A, B, X, Y buttons are the same, like, mint green color. And then there was, like, her actual sword is kind of like a black overlay that you don't really see unless you get up close and look at it. It, like, goes over the back just a little bit in front of the transparency. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I cleaned it up a little bit and sitting on my shelf, and I think I'll trade it out for my regular Pro Controller tomorrow because that's what I play with when I'm on stream.
Are you going to get rid of your regular, or are you going to keep it too?
No, keeping it.
And you're not getting the Smash?
No.
So you've got the regular, the Splat, and the Xeno.
I don't have Splat.
I thought you had the Splat one. Mm-mm. Wow, okay.
I just have the regular one. You forget I have, like, all the Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
The only Joy-Cons that I don't own are the Neon Blue and the Super Mario Red. Mm-hmm. And then these Pikachu and Eevee ones coming out are just going to kill me. Mm. And the stupid Smash one where it's like, oh, we're just going to throw you some gray controllers with one line on one, and then, oh, there's the X on the other one.
That right Smash Joy-Con is the worst. Like, when you see it all by itself, it is the lowest hanging fruit attempt ever. I mean, that is insane. No. It's embarrassing. You look at it, you're like, who came up with this idea?
Yep.
Speaking of Joy-Cons, it's a good segue for me. I've got white ones now.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I got white ones with a D-pad on it.
The D-pad is what makes it, though.
So these are, and I think I misrepresented how I did this to you guys when I first. These are my gray ones. No, I'm sorry. These are my neon ones, my original set. These are the ones that came with the original. So my neon blue and my neon red. I changed out for these white cases.
Did they send you the shells back?
They did. Yeah. Okay. So if anybody wants them, I have no idea what they're going to do with them, what I'm going to do with them. So that was one thing I was thinking about. I was like, he sent me the shells back, and I to be quite honest with you, I wasn't expecting it. So I opened the envelope, and I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do with these? Like,
hey, you never know. You could probably sell them to somebody.
No. If somebody.
Okay, so we were talking in chat. Like, apparently Etsy is huge right now for people doing customizations on this stuff. custom Pro controllers.
You never looked into that?
No.
Oh, that's where I bought my SNES ones that I used to have.
I mean, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really good ones.
But they're like purple.
They're like $250. So
that much?
If you want like a real, like if you want like the color shop big design, like the NES, the SNES style, the Pro controller. Yeah. Now, so this guy I got on eBay. I should look him up so I can give him a shout, because he did a fantastic job. Actually, I didn't expect the entire thing to go as well as it did overall. All right, so this guy on eBay, this is DeWitt 1985 is his name, and if you want to find him, you can message me in our Discord. Come over by us, psvg.blog, click on the big Discord banner, just Caro Donnie, send me the link. So what I did for these is I sent him my Joy-Cons. So I stacked up my old neon red and blue. I sent those his way, and then he took them apart, swapped them out, and sent them back to me. I had them in 4 days after I bought them.
That's amazing.
It was super fast, like insanely fast. I bought them, I shipped them out the next morning, and I got the alert like the next day, and they were back the next day. Wow. Super fast. And I think it was
good customer service.
Iowa or Indiana or somewhere where I shipped them to. So it wasn't even like nearby. Mm-hmm. But having the D-pad is super fun, and it feels great, and the craftsmanship feels great. Everything feels nice and tight and solid as it should. And yeah, I've got white Joy-Cons. I guess to the point that anybody cares about, it was $45. So that's what I paid for the swap service.
But I mean, I think that pays for itself, because you're getting something that, Nintendo doesn't offer. They don't offer them white yet. I don't know if they ever will. Maybe in Japan or something. You remember they only released the white GameCube controller in Japan.
Yep. I thought the $45 was worth it just for the
D-pad.
It was for the D-pad and the. I don't want to. If you've ever looked at trying to do it, apparently swapping out that right Joy-Con is a real pain, and it's like really tiny, and you can strip your screws, and I would never try it on my own. So to let somebody else do it, where they take all the responsibilities, worth $40. I also had an eBay coupon, and I used that 15% discount that they did site wide. Yeah, so me, I dealed it up. I found a guy, I put him on my watch list, and when I found a way to execute, I executed. So I think I ended up getting them for like $33 plus shipping costs, obviously.
Still totally worth it, especially if it was the original ones that came with your Switch.
My kids decided to send the neons because we have 2 sets of the watermelons, because we got them like super cheap through Walmart.
Right.
But they didn't want to get rid of them because we don't really use them as watermelons. We use them with greens and pinks. We have a set of green and a set of pink because they alternate.
Here's my dock right here.
Yeah, exactly.
All green. I love it.
So the kids were like, let's get rid of the neon ones. And then they started to try, and they're like, well, what if we got another neon blue and another neon red? I was like, no. It's like, if they're all about trying to match them, like, we'll just go and get the ones. And they picked out the white ones. It was between that and atomic purple. And they just kind of thought long and hard about it for about an hour while we were watching a football game.
I just don't think that your kids would appreciate atomic purple like we would.
No, and I like the atomic purple. I don't like the color buttons. A lot of the color buttons that I've seen out there, they just look, I don't know, they look cheap or something. They don't look like, I don't know, like the right color.
I like the black ones with the colored writing, like the blue A, green B, red X, yellow Y. Those are nice. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole button being the color.
Yeah, and then I think I'm just kind of in the Smash mood. Like the whole black, white, throw out. Like this is going to look so great next to my Smash Pro controller. I have these white Joy-Con Switch with this, and I'm getting the Eevee ones. So
yeah,
those are going to be super cool.
I want those to make their way separately because I adore those. Oh, and then I guess I'm the only one in the family plan that's allowed to do this because there's 8 of us and they're only limiting it to 1. I pre-ordered the NES Joy-Cons.
I don't think it's a matter of you being the only one allowed. I think it's a matter of you being the only one that wants them.
Yeah, that too. I just said, guys, does anybody want them? Because if not, I'm going to get them. And if somebody else wants them, I'll make my own account.
Which reminds me, in Discord life, Kevin was listening to our episode where I was postulating with Ryan like crazy things Nintendo could do with the new Switch version. You remember I was talking about how they could have Joy-Cons but like a smaller unit, and like his initial thing was like, "There's no way they would do that." And I sent him a screenshot of the NES controllers. Like they kind of already have. Yeah. The NES controllers stick off like a quarter of an inch on either side. It's like they kind of already have. They're just crazy enough to maybe do so.
And really, it's just for storage. I mean, I think it's a great storage thing. And I mean, if you're just trying to put them away somewhere and just slide them on there, and they're charging. So
Speaking of NES, I played. I've been playing Super Mario 3 because it's amazing. Everybody should be playing it if you're buying the Switch online. It's an amazing game. I started playing it yesterday and today, specifically today after we played Super Mario Party, which I'll tell you a little bit more about here in a minute. But I was playing with a single Joy-Con, which I've never done. I've never played any of the NES games with a single Joy-Con. It wasn't bad because I don't really mind the Joy-Cons. It don't bother me nearly as much as Jason and Kevin and Kyle. Kyle hates the Joy-Cons. But
they're so small.
Yeah. Did you know that all of the quick commands and menus and everything get shuffled when you do a single Joy-Con? And they're way weird. Because, and tell me if I'm wrong, when you're playing with both Joy-Cons, to bring up the menu is both triggers, right?
Correct.
LR or SL, right? Mm-hmm. You would think with a Joy-Con it'd be the same thing because the Joy-Con has the buttons. But it's not. So if you want to bring up the menu to do a save state, it's
plus or minus, isn't it?
It's SR and plus or minus. And if you're trying to do that with one Joy-Con in your hand, it doesn't work well.
That's stupid.
I noticed that today and I was like, why do they do this? Why isn't it both the two top buttons? Why is this the thing? This is dumb.
Yeah.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
They should fix that. The other thing I noticed they should fix, I was going through all of my save states because I turned off the automatic. I don't want it syncing with my stuff all the time. The way that I want to use save states is I kind of want to save something in a time, freeze it in time. That way, if I want to delete the save, I can always restore back to a certain point. So I kind of want to manage it. There's no way to sort that list, and there's no reason to its order. It's not in order by date played. It's not in order by name. It's not I have no idea what the order is. I was trying to mess with it earlier because what I would
timestamps or anything.
What I would like it to do is I would like it to be ordered by the ones so if I turn off auto update or auto backup, I'd like it to be synced by the ones that have been backed up versus the ones that haven't. That would make sense. Right. It doesn't do that. And the reason why I even noticed all this is I went to go back up my Zelda save, and I had to scroll all the way down this list. I think it's it might be by the date you installed it, but I'm not even sure about that.
Hope not.
It's quite interesting, and I was just wondering if anybody else had noticed anything like that.
I haven't even noticed it, but I haven't gone through the task of inserting all of my cartridges and updating everything because.
So save data cloud backup, I have, here's the order that I have. The very first one, Super Mario Odyssey. That one's not even on my home screen. NBA Playgrounds, Frederick 2, which is not even installed. Phantom Breaker, which I've played 8 months ago. Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which I played last year. There's no
method to it.
There's no rhyme or reason to this list. It's just a list of stuff. And it's not in alphabetical order. You can't sort it. There's no extra options.
If it's by amount of data.
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't. That doesn't make it because the data is not on listed. But I don't see how Frederick 2's save data is more than Skyrim's. Considering that I deleted it and barely played it versus Skyrim, I played quite a bit of.
True. I don't know. That is bizarre.
So I'm hoping in one of their updates they mentioned some sort of list management with that. But boring stuff aside.
Yeah, at least just do it by most played or
backed up versus not backed up. That makes the most sense to me. Here are the ones that you have backed up versus the ones you haven't.
Right.
I have played Luigi's Mansion.
And how does it compare?
I'm through floor 2. Here's an interesting thing. There was a Digital Foundry video, which I love those guys. I adore the Digital Foundry YouTube series. They are the best in the biz at breaking it all down. And they praised Grezzo for their work today. And they were like, it's a really good remake. But I don't think so. For all their reasons, and all of their side-by-sides and comparisons. And maybe I'm wrong in expecting it to be as good or better than a GameCube. Is the 3DS just not there? Because I feel like it should be.
I feel like it should be as well.
Yeah, I was expecting
it's been over
Ocarina to Ocarina upgrade style. I was expecting an Ocarina level of update, and it's not. And I don't mean to pound on the game. It's not that it's bad. It's just my expectations were higher. I was expecting it to be more polished visually. So the GameCube version is definitely brighter. You can see more things. There's more stuff there.
Mm-hmm. But as for what I think it was intended to do, which is bring more people into the series that are probably interested in playing 3 on the Switch.
Sure. It's totally a representation of, I would say it's on par with the original game.
Okay.
It kind of, so the way that I would describe it, if anybody has never played it, and to be honest with you, for somebody like you that has played it, this kind of feels like a virtual console release. It doesn't feel like a remake. So there's a part of me that wants to tell you, like, I don't think it's worth $40. I'm a little, like, sticker unhappy about this because I expected it to be more, like Grezzo. They did Ever Oasis is beautiful. What they did with Majora and Ocarina, these were significant updates. And maybe just expecting a 64 to 3DS versus a GameCube to 3DS. Right. Maybe that's expecting too much, but again, I don't feel like it is at this point in time.
The reason I ask is because I want to play this alongside Brian, because Brian has never experienced Luigi's Mansion at all.
Yeah,
so I
totally
want to,
fine.
Okay, so
it is Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it is. It's almost like 1 for 1. But one of the things that really bothered me, and it's so stupid. These are the things that, like, Devin always makes fun of me. The things that, like, catch my eye. Mm-hmm. All the menus are, like, really fuzzy.
Oh.
And that really bothers me.
So that's kind of like me. How it's just a weird thing. Like, all of the menus and maps and stuff in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate are basically clipped from the 3DS game.
So they're like low res and they're just bad?
I mean, you can tell they're just literally bitmap images, and I'm like, why didn't you guys turn this like into a nice vector or redo it or something?
Upgrade the quality.
Right. It's you're making a HD version of the game, and you did it for all of the character models and stuff, so why wouldn't you do it for all the other graphics? But yeah, that kind of stuff bothers me too. Okay,
so that's there. Like the menus and the things, like the text. Anytime you see text or anybody talks and you read the text, is kind of blurry. Is it like enough to not play? No, it's just a little low res. Which, I mean, it's on a 3DS, but again, Ocarina looked way better. Like it was Ocarina and Majora. I didn't play it. I didn't beat Ever Oasis like you did, but I played it. Ever Oasis was better. Like,
it was so pretty. It was so good.
I was expecting more. I guess this kind of feels like what they did to Xenoblade on 3DS. When they did Xenoblade Chronicles on 3DS. Like, I kind of have similar feelings. It's still a great game, and it plays great on the 3DS. Like, having the Circle Pro is a big help with the new 2DS or whatnot. Here's actually one thing I was thinking that I can't test. I wonder if it looks better in 3D. There are games that
look... You don't have a 3D one anymore?
I just have my 2DS XL.
Okay, so I main on my Majora's Mask XL, which is 3D. I haven't cracked open my 2DS XL.
You should put them side by side and tell me what you think.
I'll bring it tomorrow night.
Ooh, yeah, we're going out to dinner. That'll be fun. Yeah. We should do that. There are some games that look better in 3D. Like when you hit the 3D slider, the pop just, it just gets a little... I don't know the right word. Everything just gets a little...
Your eyes playing tricks on you or something when it's in 3D.
No. So I definitely remember with the Zeldas, particularly, when you clicked on that 3D slider, like all of the effects... also, if you've never done it, like if you just get real close to it and click on the slider and click it off, the entire game brightens up a bit.
Oh, yeah. I've noticed that.
So they get a little brighter. All the effects become a little more nuanced, but like it just becomes a little less edgy when you click that on. It's like the way that they render the 3D just kind of rounds out, the edges around like arms and faces and stuff like that.
Anti-aliasing.
Kinda, yeah. I don't know if that's exactly what they're doing. I can't speak to the science of it, but it gives off that effect when you turn on that 3D slider. That's kind of gone when you don't.
Right.
But it's still Luigi's Mansion. It's good. It's got amiibo. You can, my son likes it. You can find ghosts and stuff like that.
I'm still just, I hope that the Luigi's Mansion 3 release gives us a Luigi with a Poltergust amiibo.
I gotta tell you, that's totally going to happen. Don't worry about that. That's going to happen.
And the Polter Pup.
It'll probably come with like a team of villains that you can buy too. They'll come out with a tombstone that you can buy. Like they'll come out with a set of them.
Yeah, no, I just want the Luigi with the Poltergust being scared, Egad, and the Polter Pup, and I'm sold. I'm done.
That'd be a good 3-pack. I wouldn't mind. I'd be down for an Egad.
Oh,
Dude, he should be in Smash as like an assist trophy or something.
That's a whole nother story. He would be amazing as a character too.
He
I
would.
think.
That would be. I'm surprised we never thought of him before then. I'll tell you, going back to it and playing it. All right, here's one thing that I love about it that I think I would say I kind of forgot. It's never been something that I think I went to, like in all the times we talked about Luigi's Mansion since it was announced, since the 3DS was announced. Did I ever remember that how good the music is?
Yeah.
The Luigi's Mansion music is so like funky and cool and doo 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 doom. It's so good.
For the longest time after Dark Moon came out, my ringtone was the Dual Scream ringtone, like ding 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 ding. When he gets a call, that was my call for like 2 years.
Cool. That's
it was
cool.
Amazing.
I gotta tell you, playing it makes me wonder, like, or not made me wonder, it just made me go, man, I really want full HD.
Can't wait.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 is going to be a must-have.
2019.
I don't know if I'm going to finish it. Be quite honest with you, I might take it back. I'm a little upset.
Oh, don't be like taking it back. Well,
I probably won't.
I'm talking to you.
And then you see, here's the thing. You say that
Let Jack play it.
Of all the systems that I have games for, 3DS I have the most. It is my biggest library right now.
Jack would love that game.
I'm probably not going to get rid of it.
Jack would love it, and
he thinks it's hard.
Show him
Yeah.
Show him Dark Moon, and then he'll be all over.
Yeah, he stopped playing Dark Moon because he thought it was hard. He hasn't played this one because I've been playing it because 'tis the season, Halloween and all. But I played through the second floor, so
So you've already beaten the baby.
Mm-hmm. And I was expecting the amiibo to be able to like scan any time and that type of stuff, and it's not. You got to scan it like before you go in. It's kind of like Bayonetta. A little weird.
Oh well.
Still playing Super Mario Party. Played the rhythm games today. They've got this whole dance party like techno beat thing that you get to go into, and we played that.
Speaking of how we were talking about playing with one Joy-Con, since you can only play that game with the single Joy-Con. How was that?
I think that's great, to be honest with you, because here's the thing. I know it's going to bother some people, because there's some people that hate the Joy-Cons.
I'm iffy
Read
about
earlier.
it. I don't like doing the little baby one.
Let me tell you why.
Like the baby one.
Let me tell you why. Here's why I think it's great. Mario Party 10, right? Constantly had you grab the Wiimote, hand off the tablet, give the tablet something. You were constantly doing this whole shuffling of controllers, right? Because everybody has the same controller, I feel like the mini games are stronger, at least more in sense. Like, you get used to what you're doing. They're more applicable. They're more, what's the word? Approachable. All the mini games are approachable because they all operate the same way. You're either tapping the A button or you're shaking the Wii remote. Maybe you're using the stick to run around, and that's basically it. You're doing one of those things, and they do it in a bunch of different ways. So they either do it in rhythm, they do a timing thing, or there's a hide-and-go-seek type of thing, or it's a frantic chaos type of thing. But whatever they do, it's like the game isn't the controls. The game is the game. Whereas with Mario Party 10, with the gamepad, and then with the Wii, with the initial release of motion, I felt like the game was the controls. Whereas now it didn't really feel like that because people are kind of used to it. I honestly
didn't play Mario Party 10 enough to even notice something like that.
We played Mario Party 10. Like I liked it. I didn't think it was. I mean, was it great? Was it my favorite? No. But was it like awful and I didn't want to? No. I mean, the family and I enjoyed it. We didn't like it as much as Nintendo Land, but we enjoyed it.
Chaffee says we've been playing more Mario Party because we family with the worst communication, so we need this game to get us to work together.
Gotta get that overcooked. That'll do it to you.
Oh yeah, that will. No, I think that's like a professional family.
You remember we were talking with Bobby, and I mentioned that like Nintendo should buy up Overcooked because it would make sense. There's totally like an Overcooked minigame in this game. It's a complete and total rip-off. You just go and pick up the lettuce, and you go and put it on the plate and run it to the counter and everything.
I saw the one where it's the meat, and this one looked great. Stupid simple, but I mean, you've got the skillet or whatever, and you've got the cube of meat, and you're just
that's what I'm talking about.
But I mean, like that one. I mean, it looked great.
That looks like that one is kind of fun. My daughter's favorite because it reminds her of like Cooking Mama.
That's a game in the series that I haven't played, so I think I would.
My daughter loves Cooking Mama. We have Cooking Mama 2, Bon Appetit, and Cooking Mama 3, Garden Party or whatever.
Yeah, me and
she
your daughter
loves Cooking Mama.
Have the same kind of stuff, so.
But yeah, there is totally an Overcooked ripoff in Mario Party where you get to play as Mario characters, and it's super fun. Just like I expected it to be. I was like, you know what would make Overcooked like a full retail game? Mario. That's exactly what would do it. If they just put Mario and Yoshi and them in there. If they totally Mario Rabbidsed Overcooked.
All they have to do is just make a Nintendo character pack, like they did for the ones that
Minecraft.
I bought the extra one. And you just put the heads of the Mario characters on your chefs.
That'd be great DLC. I'd be down for that. That'd be a great partnership. Yeah. So, still playing Super Mario Party. We like it. I think we should be over 10 hours now, 8 or 10 hours or so. We've done all the boards. There are 4 unlockable characters that we probably never will unlock because here's the thing. We've played the board game twice. It does take, it takes an hour to do. So you got to commit to that with the whole family.
Right.
It's hard to put the whole family down for 4 hours. Plus, my family, especially my wife and my daughter, in the times that we've tried to sit them down and do this, they kind of just go... They're just like, why don't we just play the mini games? Like, why are we doing this board game thing? Like, let's just play the game. So they're there for like the competitiveness of it, like
right.
All the other stuff they could really care less about.
I miss the days when Mario Party, my N64 days, when Mario Party was the board game and the strategy of the board game, and now it's just all dumb luck.
The strategy there's some strategy with this one.
There is. That's good.
I enjoy it quite a bit. You can either you can go to collect allies, which will help you later on. If you can farm allies, you can, that'll really help you start rolling 15s and 18s and 20s and stuff.
I still don't understand that mechanic, but I think it's just going to take me playing it in order.
So they're just like stars, right? There are random dots on the map where you get stars. There are random dots in the map where you get to pick a prize, and occasionally the prize is usually like a phone a friend type thing. And when you phone a friend, they come with you, and they give you a dice.
Are they actual characters? Excuse me. Are
they
actual characters?
Something like Shy Guy or Wario or something like that. So here's the thing. Gotcha. They come to you and they give you a dice. Now, all their dice has something special about it, right? So
I've seen that part.
Right. So you can choose to roll their dice or your dice. That doesn't matter. Once you roll a dice, they also roll a dice. So instead of rolling 1 die, you roll 2. And if you get another character, instead of rolling 1 die, you roll 3. If you get another character, instead of rolling 1, you get 4. So the second game we played, Jack had 4 folks. He was rolling 16 per turn. Jack's flying around the board like a race car because he's got 4 dice he's rolling out there at plus power-ups and boosters and everything. You can really have some strategy.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
But you got to be first to get there. So it kind of puts in do you go for Golden Tunnel? Do you collect coins to get the Golden Tunnel? Do you go for the star? Do you go for the friends? There is some strategy. And when do you play them? I may play my Golden Tunnel, but if Jack is 6 spots away and he's rolling 4 dice, that's probably not going to help me if I got to wait a turn. There's some of that stuff that if you're trying hard. Caroline, you know me. I don't try hard. I just click the A button and I'm all about...
You just click the A button, you're done, and you're going to resell the game.
No. We love Mario Party. Games don't go nowhere.
I know.
Games don't go nowhere.
What I'm saying is your extent of trying is just, I don't like it. Resell it.
Here's what happens. The way I play Mario Party, kind of like my wife, I'm here for the mini games. When we play the board game, I'm just trying to win every mini game, and in my mind, if I win every mini game at the end, I'll be in good shape. Mm-hmm. So, that's really what I go for. When it comes to trade-ins, I know pretty quickly if I'm going to trade something in. Usually a day or two.
It's still going to be a Black Friday purchase for me.
Oh, it's fine.
I got too many things right now, and Pokemon coming, and oh my god,
we're about to talk about it. I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and get into it. News block. Here we go. Let's get through the news. Splatoween is the news, and that is the day after tomorrow, this Saturday. Caroline, what time do you want to stream?
Technically, Splatoween is a 3-day event, guys.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow and ends Saturday night.
It starts technically, if you're listening to us today, it starts on October 19th.
That's correct.
It goes through the 21st, which is Sunday.
I thought it ended on Saturday. It goes through Sunday?
I believe it's 3 days.
Ooh, I'm going to have to check you on that. I think it was just 2.
I think it's 19, 20, 21 is what I saw.
You might be right.
But yes, we as a collective on the Shack,
you are right.
Make Us Better, are going to be doing it pretty much on Saturday. I think I'm going to get Brian on board.
Cool.
So we're going to pass the controller around.
It's just me and the kids this weekend, so We're all yours. What time?
It doesn't matter to me. Like, I mean, we're gonna go
Evening, morning, evening, right?
Anytime. Evening's probably better. I mean, we're going to Midtown on, in the early morning, but yeah.
So I'll probably start tweeting out and Discording tomorrow. So like 9 p.m., something like that, 8:30 maybe. We'll start and just
maybe even earlier, depending on when.
See where it goes from there.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. I'm excited to get back into. This is a fun event. I'm excited to get my Halloween costume on. I'm excited to go see the stages, and I'm excited. I don't know how long we'll play, because I don't know that Splatoon hasn't grabbed me in a long time, but we'll probably definitely put in an hour or two.
Knowing Brian and I, we like to get to Queen ranking, so we'll probably get to treat Queen because we are on the treat side.
So in the past, we've always done like these drunk streams of Mario Kart and whatnot. So what I'm trying to get at, if you want to play with us and you want to come Splatoween with us, costumes are welcomed. Even put.
Oh my gosh. We will wear ours. We'll wear ours.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Brian and I have our Ash. He's Ash Ketchum, and I'm Pikachu this year,
which we discussed.
Yes, we will. We will be wearing those then.
If you join our Discord and let us know, I will add you to our video chat, and you can come stream with us. I'll stream your video on with our stream, and we can voice chat and do all that. I think we can go up to 10, maybe 8. We've gotten crazy with it at times, but if you
it's gone haywire or something.
If we fill up, then we'll just spill over into a voice chat room, and we'll turn the videos off, and we'll just go into a voice chat. But I think we can handle, at least I don't know how many. I don't think we're gonna get that many people. I know Jason's out of town. I don't think Lucas is gonna play. I think Josh doesn't have the game anymore. Like I don't know. It might just be us. Yeah. A lot of people have moved on, but it might just be us. But maybe we can get Sean. I don't know. He's all forting and doing all that stuff. So
I'll put it out there in my stream tomorrow.
There we go. Cool. So there you go. Splatoween stream and chat this weekend, Saturday, roughly, I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. Stay tuned. Tune into the Twitter. Hit the Discord. We'll have all the details. You'll start seeing it soon. So the news, there's a couple news things. There's really 2 news stories, but the one that I think is most exciting for me, and almost fitting that Jason's not here, is Junichi Masuda talked a lot this week. He talked to everybody. He talked to Eurogamer. They released a new trailer. They talked about post-game content, and then they released a trailer for it. There's all kinds of news. It looks like they're starting to rev the Pokemon engine, and they're starting to see if they can get hype for it. Eurogamer has a really long, detailed interview with him where he made some interesting quotes. One that really started to upset some players. To quote him, he said, quote, "I'd be really sad to think that for fans, Pokemon is just hatching eggs." He said this when they talked about adding, having, Kanto Pokemon above the original 151. And it kind of felt like he was throwing shade at some players out there. I don't know. I know Lobo does this. I've never done this. I don't know if you do this, Caroline, but are you like a Pokemon breeder? Do you go out and find the attributes, try to farm the best Pokemon you possibly can?
The attributes, no. I do I like having one of each. So if there are, I'll use Sheldon and the Gastrodon, or as an example, the little slug thing. There are blue and pink types, depending on where you get them on which side of the region, west or east. Mm-hmm. And so in some games, you can only obtain the most evolved, or the higher of the two. So in order to get the lesser evolved, and I'm explaining, it's like breeding 2 Pikachus to make a Pichu, you have to breed in order to get the baby version. That's the extent of my breeding. Just if there's a baby version, but there are some people I know that trade with all of the little symbols next to him and stuff, and so people get really into it.
I don't want to speak for him. He's on tonight's PSVG podcast, which you can listen to on Monday, but I know Lobo, I believe, is way into that stuff. Yeah. I know with Sun and Moon, he hooked my son up in getting him the original starters and stuff like that. You go to him for that. He's that guy. He gets way into it. I've never done that. You guys know me. RPGs aren't my thing. I'm here to get Cubone and wreck shop. That's all I'm here for. I do 2 things here. But in the article, it continued on where he said, he's trying to, Let's Go's aim is to bring in new players to the Pokemon series. And there's just kind of a lot of, if you've been a Pokemon player for 20 years, it probably wasn't your favorite article to read, because it really kind of made you feel like you were out, in the cold. He's like, yeah, we're not really worried about you. We want the people that play Pokemon Go to buy consoles.
But we're going to love it and we're going to play it. That's just the thing. I understand some frustration for it, but I think he meant it more as this is an opportunity to bring in the next generation. However, we've still got stuff. Obviously, we're getting like our next main series, Gen 8, next year, is what I would assume.
No, yeah. He mentioned that. He said that he's excited to share more about that one specifically in 2019.
I think he knows that the Pokemon diehard fans are still going to be around.
They're going to be there anyway. I think they've got a little leash here. They can rub some folks the wrong way and still come out ahead. I think, and I said this since the beginning. I think this is really smart. They've got a real big hit on their hands with Pokemon Go. Mobile has such a huge installation. Who knows? Like $1 billion, whatever. It's crazy successful. So it's kind of behooved them not to do it. I'm on board as long as Old Faithful's there. You know, the day that they go, well, we sold more of this, so we're going to do that. That's the day where I get really angry. Right. But as long as, I wouldn't be opposed to like alternating. I think that'd be fun because they are different enough that it feels refreshed.
And I said, I got kind of burnt out having played Sun and Moon in 2015, and then when did it come out? 2016, excuse me. 2016, and then last year, 2017, Ultra and Ultra, and I'm like, it's not different enough for me to, so I kind of got burnt out playing a main series game because they consider Ultras and part of the main series.
Sure.
But
he answered some criticism about the game being too easy. I'm not sure if you've read or watched any of the preview coverage, but a lot of people are talking about how fast they flew through, the first few towns up to Misty and whatnot, and they're just like going right through the game. And, he was like, well, he more or less said, I'm paraphrasing, that because they're trying to attract a new person, because they're aiming towards kids, folks that may have never played Pokemon on a console, like this is kind of the way that they're thinking about Let's Go is they're trying to design a game for somebody that's never played Pokemon game on a console before. They're not really designing it for us at all, like us veterans.
Technically, nobody's played Pokemon on a console.
Well, true. Handhelds are consoles. I get you.
System.
So that's what he said, and I know a lot of people. Again, it's not something that they wanted to hear, but with that one, I didn't really take too much to it because that one made sense to me from the very get go. They kind of position this as a different, more kid friendly. Yeah, it's a spin-off. Mm-hmm. It's a different thing. But he did say there's a combo mechanic that I was excited to hear about. So for those looking for a little more challenge, a little bit more gameplay, as you go to catch Pokemon, you just play the little motion minigame. If you catch multiple Pokemon of like the same Pokemon, so if you catch Cubone and then another Cubone, you start farming more rewards. So there's a little gamesmanship as you run around to not just catch everything you see and not just run everywhere, but to actually hunt out some stuff. And I think that's cool, considering the trade-off of them exposing the Pokemon's locations to you and you having to dodge them and whatnot as you go through. I think that's interesting little thing. And then the most important thing that I think they've heard, Master Trainer mode, which is in the post game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 151 Master Trainers of these Pokemon, and you can take them on. It's a one-on-one fight. You have to have the exact same Pokemon, no items.
Lovely. I love it.
And they even mentioned in the little trailer, the Master Pokemon have moves you're not expecting, and they showed a Gyarados using like Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to like spoof some weakness or not. Like it's probably going to be quite the accomplishment to get like one, if not all of them. And I'm sure somebody's going to do it like in 2 days. Somebody will have every one. But I think it's exciting. Remember I mentioned when they were talking about removing the capture mechanic from battles. I've long thought and long said they would have something. They're going to have some sort of battle arena, some sort of battling something where you can just go and battle. I always expect that to be the case, and that is the case. All these trainers, it's not like some separate mode that you unlock. They're littered throughout the world. You just go and encounter them. You see like, hey, this is Poliwrath's Master Trainer. Right. Do you have a Poliwrath? Boom. You guys do battle right now. I think it's really cool. It's really neat.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. The Mew and Mewtwo fights will be very interesting.
Ooh, Master Trainer Mewtwo.
Yeah.
That's going to wreck shop. I would be surprised if you just can't beat them.
Can you imagine? Because, I mean, they're psychic, right? Can you imagine if they just have, like, what beats psychic? I'm just blanking.
Psychic is weak to psychic.
No.
Yeah. Or at least I'm thinking from the cards.
No, I'm thinking like dark. It's either dark or ghost. I just can't.
Psychic is weak to ghosts. But I mean, I'm sitting here with my Mewtwo card, and yeah, it's weak to psychic.
Crap. Anyway, shows how much of a noob I am.
It's too much to remember. I can't remember all of it.
Vulnerable to dark, bug, and ghost. That's what I thought. Super effective against fighting and poison. So, imagine Mewtwo with, like, dark moves or ghost moves. That would suck.
It's crazy. They also announced how you can attain this Melton Pokemon, which we haven't talked about. Pokemon Go launched a new Pokemon. Like, not a new Pokemon for the game, like a brand new Pokemon. Like a Pokemon that's never been seen before, ever in the history of the entire franchise, launched in Pokemon Go.
This is what I like to refer to things like this. Just the way that it looks. It's a derp.
A derp?
It's just a derp.
I think
it's adorable, right? Like, to me, I think it's adorable, but at the same time, it's like, who designed this? It's derp.
It's basic. It's pretty simple.
It's a nut with the Ditto and a little cable coming out the back.
Kinda.
Wires.
Yeah, so it's a Ditto. It's steel, right? It's a steel Pokemon. So the Ditto is all like metal. It's all metallic. And then there's like a nut and bolt, like a nut as a head. And there's like a dot in the middle, I guess, as an eye. And then they, in the teaser that they announced, it looks like they showed a picture of all of them together, like a bunch of them. And then like it kind of evolved. And I'm thinking of like this Magnetron type of thing.
But you know what I thought of? Like the Zygarde cells and
Magneton. What am I talking about?
I knew what you meant.
Magnetron.
But you know how Zygarde cells make up the Zygarde?
Yeah. That's not bad.
So maybe it's like in the same vein as that.
You know, I'm for anything that's not like super edgy, weird looking. Like some of the Pokemon that have come lately are not my favorites. You know, like
Garbodor,
Yveltal and stuff like that. I'm not really into the designs as much, though. I'm cool with him. I do want to say, though, I think it's a landmark moment to think of how important Pokemon Go is, that the Pokemon Company launched a Pokemon in the game.
Oh, yeah.
That's not their game.
No, I know. It's huge.
That's a big deal.
I still believe, based on the number that it's listed, I think it's like 800 and something, pretty high up, it will be a Generation 8 Pokemon, technically, and you will be able to catch it in whatever the Generation 8 region is. Period. Just because of its place in the Pokedex, like the National Pokedex.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can get Melton in Pokemon Let's Go. There's a certain way you've got to do it. You have to transfer a Pokemon from Pokemon Let's Go, or from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go. You got to transfer a Pokemon from your phone to your Switch game. When you do that, it'll unlock the mystery box in your Pokemon Go, and then items will be dropped in there, and everybody that does it, I guess for a period of time, when the game launches.
You have 30 minutes from the mystery box opening
to
catch it. And you can do it multiple times. So if you aren't successful in catching the Meltan the first time, you just transfer another one. You get a mystery box to open, another 30 minutes, and you catch it in the wild. It's not like it's just it unlocks.
This game is going to make me play Pokemon Go. It's going to make me play it, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what Brian and I are going into Midtown Saturday morning for. We're going to go catch. It's Beldum Day.
So let's take a tangent here. I want to derail. I'm not the biggest Pokemon Go fan.
Okay.
It's not that I mind it. I know Lobo hated the last time I talked about it, so I don't want to just like trash it. It's fine for what it is. It's just it's not something I don't really play on like games on my phone, but it's not something that like I don't want to spend time to go do. That's the go part is the part that typically gets me. With this Pokeball Plus thing, I'm going to be able to sync it to my phone, right? It works like your little wristband thing.
Works just like it.
So I don't have to open the app. I don't have to like wait for it like the load screen to load and all that.
It's all through Bluetooth, but it will drain your battery like.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I got batteries. That's not my problem. I can just walk around and like click the button and it does its thing, right?
It will light up a certain color, so like yellow and a certain buzzing pattern. The buzzing patterns are really good because if you learn the buzzing patterns, you don't even have to look at it. A yellow one flashing is a new Pokemon you've never caught before.
Okay.
Green is a Pokemon that you've caught before, but it's there. Blue is a stop. And then if you get a rainbow flash, that means you either got the stuff from the Pokestop or you caught the Pokemon. The downside is you can only use regular Pokeballs. No Great Balls, no Ultra Balls.
So I was going to say, like, don't you have to use fruit and all that too, though? You can't do any of that.
No.
So it's like purely just a chance thing.
Right.
Okay. That'll make me at least have it on more. Because I'll put that on my keychain and keep it around. And if it goes off, I'll click the button.
And I was in traffic, and I would like come down to a stop, and it would just be going off while I'm sitting in traffic.
You just click it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot better than me actually taking time to just go walk around staring at my phone. It's just not really something I do a lot of. It's not my thing. Mm-hmm. But I imagine if this game gets going and that becomes a fun part of it, I imagine Jack and I at least probably spending a couple weekends going out and trying to do it again. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was interesting quotes from Masuda. You definitely tell like they're definitely aimed at getting new people in. And he mentioned if this game is successful and people really like it, maybe we'll get another Let's Go. So maybe they're trying to set it up as, and he even mentioned like in Kanto.
Its own series.
It might be its own thing. So maybe like instead of getting like, that was just about to say, maybe instead of Mystery Dungeon, maybe it's Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Let's Go. Mm-hmm. I'd be down for that. I think I'd rather have this than Pokemon Ranger or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Right.
That type of
Rumble,
stuff.
I actually enjoyed Rumble.
Yeah, I like Rumble. Rumble's not bad. Yep. I didn't put it on our notes, but he also talked about an open world Pokemon game. If you didn't see the quote.
I saw that too. I kind of had like a mini aneurysm. And
I think he's just trolling people at this point.
Can't even imagine.
Nintendo Switch is getting Diablo bundle. It's exclusive to GameStop. You get a system with a backplate and a dock with the Diablo characters on it. You get a download of the game and a carrying case for $360. So if you buy this exclusive at GameStop, apparently you get it's basically a free case. I'm not a huge fan of the bundle. The bundle should, especially because they're giving you a digital version of the game. It's like, come on, guys, let's make it $300 and make it a deal. Not this is Garbo. But I know Grouchy Surge wants it a lot. He's way into that Diablo stuff. So, but he doesn't want it enough to go shop at GameStop, which is sad.
Oh well, it's not for me.
Yeah. And the last few things that I wanted to have on the news, just because it's slow news week, we typically don't do this, but there's some game drops. So, Starlink dropped this week, Dark Souls drops, NBA 2K Playgrounds 2 dropped, which is not getting a whole lot of good reviews. Apparently the gameplay is a lot better. The gameplay's better, but the locks, like the player locks, are really, really harsh this go around. So it sounds like you're more or less, you're like forced to play it 1,000 hours, or you're forced to buy the Unlock Pass, which is $20. So whatever you're thinking about this game, basically just add $20 to it, and that's where you need to go. Just Dance 2019 is dropping. That's always a big one. And the Valkyria Chronicles dropped in eShop for Valkyria Chronicles 4, which dropped. So the original dropped too. I got Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Yeah.
From Justin.
Who played the demo? Did you play the demo?
Yeah, I love the demo. The demo was great. Coach played the demo and because he watched Lacey play it, and he bought her the game and he messed with it around and he liked it. I haven't played it yet because I'm busy. I'm busy playing all kinds of other stuff.
It literally just looks like Xenoblade mixed with like military tanks.
Kind of. That's basically, well, not Xenoblade. It's more like Fire Emblem.
Well, yeah. Turn-based RPG is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's really good. It was on my Black Friday list, but Justin bought it and wasn't digging it, and he was going to trade it in. So the moment he mentioned he was going to trade it in, I was like, I would love to give you more than they'll give you for trade-in for it. So he just sent it my way, and I picked it up for him. So I got it super cheap, and I'll get to it hopefully around Black Friday or sometime we get some time off. Nice. Let's see here. Just Shapes and Beats now has a demo on the eShop, so if you never gave that I want to try, you never thought about buying it, I would definitely go try the demo. It's a really cool puzzle game. Mm-hmm. And Okami HD is on sale, $5 off for $14.99. That's a beautiful, great game. So
I think I bought it for $5 when it was on sale.
Nice.
I got it for like $4.99 or something.
So now, let's get into our direct from you questions.
From you.
That's it. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to say, please understand.
Please understand.
Oh, get with it, Caroline.
Sorry, jeez. God.
Question for the Shack. Is Play Nintendo actually going to play Diablo with people, or is he looking to take a tandem approach to playing together like he did with Breath of the Wild? Hashtag single player forever. That comes from Devin Tyus. The answer to the question is probably the latter, because I'm totally getting Diablo. I mentioned this the other day. Totally getting Diablo. Already have it pre-ordered. Everything, it's there. I'm going to go pick it up. It's going to be great. Probably won't play it all month because Red Dead. It comes out like 3 days after Red Dead. And Red Dead...
What about Pokemon?
So that's the thing. The challenge that I'll have is playing Red Dead into Pokemon. Because I'm going to turn it off when I get to Pokemon.
Okay, good.
Which pushes Diablo...
That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Which pushes Diablo even further off.
Right.
Because here's probably how it's actually going to go. I'm going to play and love Red Dead for 2 weeks, drop it, play Pokemon till its completion, pick up Red Dead and play it again, then get busy with Super Bowl. Probably even get... I'd be imagined like if it was like February 3rd, I'm like, I'm turning on Diablo!
Yep. And by then we'll have a date for Luigi's Mansion 3 and
that's typically how it goes. I'm excited for Diablo. I really want to play it. There's so many games, especially for somebody like me who's playing Forza and Assassin's Creed and everything else. It's hard to get through them all. And Diablo is definitely going to be on the short end of the stick. Now, the thing that I was hoping to do with Diablo, depending on how much it is, because I remember when I used to play it back in the day, you could kind of get in, for a little bit, kind of like Civ, do a few turns. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got the yawns. I was planning on maybe taking Diablo with me to work and maybe just getting a little bit in every day at lunch. And that be kind of being like my lunch break.
Lunch. I was about to say during?
No. Just my little lunch break. Just, maybe doing a few turns, doing a little bit, grab a little grind, maybe, a battle or two, and just kind of doing that every day.
That's good.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be doing Pokemon like crazy. But maybe we get done Pokemon like a week. Like, a lot of people are really flying through Pokemon. So, by the way, are you going to try to master trainer all 151?
We will see. I think that might be what keeps me streaming it for a while.
Wow. I'm going to master Cubone and call it a day.
Master Cubone.
That's it. I just need one. But related question. Go ahead.
I'm a shiny hunt.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't do that either. At one point I had shiny Pokemon, didn't even know it. Like, I was trading with people and they're like, "Oh, you have a shiny." I was like, "What?" Shows how much I pay attention.
This is a bless your heart moment.
Related question: since everyone is going to be smashing, will anybody play Diablo with me? So, Serge, I imagine at some point we'll play. Now, here's my problem with multiplayer games. Or at least my problem with Jason. I'm not sure how you play games, Serge. You can let me know in the Discord. When it comes to multiplayer games, I feel like I always let everybody down. Because people pick up multiplayer games, and then they just want to play those. And that's never I'm never going to be the person for you. I don't just play a game. I'm always playing like 4 games. I'm always rotating and going back and forth. Like, I have a Switch game, an Xbox game, and I'm always doing something. I never just sit down and play a game for 2 months. That's never going to happen. And I always feel like I would let Jason down. And I'm sure I'll let him down with Smash, because I'm sure Smash is going to be an epic weekend. We're going to play it all weekend the next weekend. But about that third weekend, I'm going to be like, I don't want to play something else. And it's going to be like, oh, nobody plays Smash with me anymore. Because
ADD Donnie.
Jason's going to play Smash for like a year. That's all he's going to do.
Jason, we're going to see Jason next year at E3 at the Smash tournament.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. And I'd totally root for him. And hey, everybody do your thing. Like,
I knew him when.
It's just like, maybe it is ADD. I don't know. I can't play games like that long.
I gotcha.
As
somebody who used to sit down with the same MMO every day for like 5 or 6 years.
No.
Yeah, I understand it, but as I've gotten older, I got out of that PC gaming MMO stuff and got back into consoles, and I get bored with something. Like, once you beat it, you beat it. So
I always feel like that 15 to 30 hours is kind of like Donnie's sweet spot. If it's something I really like, even things I really like, if you go more than 30 hours, I'm starting to wane.
See, I got more patience than that.
So, like,
and I have very little patience.
It's like Far Cry 5 I played for maybe 30 or 40 hours, and that was great. And that's a lot for me. That's a lot into one game. But, you know, and there's always like crazy, you know, like I played Breath of the Wild for 200 hours, and I really want to play it. Like, I'm jonesing to play it again. I am waiting and waiting. Like, at some point, I'm going to just turn off all these new games off because we're going to replay Breath of the Wild. Are you going to play it with us?
November 3rd. I'm not replaying it. I dare not get...
Come on.
But I will continue...
No, Shaq Returns to Hyrule. You got to go back. Go back to the beginning. See if it's as good as you remember.
I will live vicariously through Brian. I will let Brian make a save file on his account.
Ooh. I'm excited.
He's been wanting to play it, so...
I'm excited. I want to play it too. Like, I'm almost at a fever pitch. I'm really starting to get the itch. So I think after... It was Smash is December, right?
Yeah, but when does Dev get his Switch?
Dev gets his Switch in November. We're not doing this until next year. I just don't... With work and everything, I don't have time. So this is definitely going to be a 2019
We should start at March 3rd, which was the date
I was thinking about that. But my question is, what's the calendar like? Do we know? We have no idea, do we? We have no idea, like, beyond Smash. Like, what...
Oh, like Q1 and stuff?
Yeah, what's February,
no.
what's March?
No, I would probably think that Yoshi would maybe be the only thing in Q1. But...
So I'm thinking of doing it right after Super Bowl. I should take a nice vacation right after Super Bowl, and that would be a really good time to start with everybody. Because I know at least Kyle and Devin are with me. Shaq Returns to Hyrule. And it'll be interesting to bring them back in and maybe have another discussion. It'd be interesting to think what I think about it going through in a second time. I've never went back.
I can't kill my save file. Can't kill it.
But you have backups now. Just back it up.
What are you talking about? I can't, like, not
just
back
go
up
click
a new one.
back up and then go delete it and start a new one. And if you hate it, then you can restore the backup. It's not a problem.
We'll see. I'd rather just do it on Brian's save file.
Do that. That's fine.
Like, Brian, I'm stealing your spot. It's like, what? he does want to play. He wants to play a lot of Zelda games, though. So.
Question number 2. Josh wants to know, why does the Nintendame hate me? Where does that come from?
What?
I don't know why you wrote that.
Is this our Josh?
Yeah, our Josh. The Josh that, like, mocks me and puts words in my mouth and slanders my name every Bored with Video Games. If you've never listened to this, have you listened to Bored with Video Games?
Yes.
The last month, it literally is them, like, every week, it's, so Shaq said this, and PSVG, it's like their rebuttal to the rest of us.
Right.
But they won't invite us onto their show, they won't come on our show, they won't go on PSVG, like, we never get to talk to them, but they talk to us vicariously through their own show.
I know. Josh, I don't understand where you've gotten this misconception.
He said last week, this week's show, Josh said, Donnie doesn't like Forza's open world. It's like the thing I love about the game most.
It's like they're throwing down the gauntlet. They're throwing down the gauntlet like, let's go. For no reason. What are we... I just don't understand.
I'm sitting there just like gripping my coffee cup in anger. Just... No, I love them. I do wish they'd talk to us more, and
Right.
Yeah. They should talk to us more and less about us. Talk less about what we say and talk more to us. That'd be more fun.
I haven't said anything that like
I don't know where that comes from. That threw me for a loop. I was like, what did they do to each other?
I'm like never in the Discord.
So he says, with the imminent release of Diablo for Switch, do you think its success or failure will or will not bring us more Blizzard games, i.e., Overwatch, StarCraft, etc.?
I think Overwatch is a thing that's going to happen eventually, with the success of with Fortnite, for sure. I don't know. Like I mean, like the Diablo thing is not my thing, and I'm really not big into MMOs and stuff like that anymore. But obviously, if they're coming to consoles, and people are interested in them, I think that I don't know. I think Diablo is going to be a success. By the way, it's not going to be a failure.
Doesn't Blizzard do the Hearthstone card game?
I don't know.
I think a lot of people are expecting that to come to Switch. I'm surprised it hasn't already, actually.
Well, especially with all that tabletop stuff that was just announced.
I mean, considering that Diablo is as old as it is, I mean, that came out last gen, and then got re-released on new gen. Was it first year? Second year? 2014, I want to say? PlayStation 4, Xbox One?
It's been a while, yeah.
So, considering it's such an old game, I would go as far to argue that I think it's probably already a success, and I think that's why you're seeing a console. Like, the amount of buzz that they're getting about this, the amount of news, I can only imagine that eventually we're going to get that article, Diablo, blah, 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 sold more than blah, 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 blah. Like, that's going to happen, because people are excited for this one. Like, there's tangible proof. It's on media, that's got marketing, It's
a frickin' bundle at GameStop exclusive.
Yeah, it's got its own bundle, it's got its own stuff. Like, people are excited for this one, so I definitely think it's a success. Now, what does that mean for Blizzard? I don't know. I question, Kyle tipped me off to this because he's the Overwatch player in our team. He doesn't think Overwatch can run on Switch. So I'm inclined to go that way. I don't think they can do it. So I don't know what other games they have like that, if they can or can't make the jump, but... Oh!
Good gracious!
1 hour, 5 minutes. All right. We got time to burn, so we'll get these last two questions in. Flatcap Gary wants to know what our favorite Star Fox game is, and he also wants to know, did you know that Jason Lacey has a tattoo of Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran on his left butt cheek? Hashtag hungry like the wolf.
No. I call BS on that.
Favorite Star Fox game?
Favorite Star Fox game? 64, I think. I did love unpopular opinion, I love Star Fox Adventures.
I don't love it, I like it. I don't think it's nearly as bad as people say, but I don't love it.
I think it's probably in my top 10 games on the GameCube.
No, that's asinine. That's crazy.
Okay, I'm crazy.
That's insane. You're right. Unpopular opinion. That's insane.
I really enjoyed it. So, yeah. Star Fox 64, if you want that good, classic flying shooter game. And then if you're into the action-adventure RPG kind, there's Adventures for you. It's not everybody's favorite.
I'd say the same thing. I don't think there are a lot of great, there's not really a lot of good Star Fox games. There's a few.
Unfortunately.
It's interesting that they've went back to Star Fox as much as they have. Jesus, I just swallowed something. I don't know what just happened.
Maybe it's the hungry like the wolf.
But yeah, I'm surprised they keep doing it. It's a really cool IP, and I think that's the only reason why. The IP is really cool, and what you can do with Star Fox has a lot of possibilities. I wish they'd lean more into that, which they would argue that they tried to during GameCube and it failed. I like Adventures. Again, not my favorite, not great, but I like it.
Assault's not bad either. Mm-mm. Assault was the other GameCube one. You didn't like it?
I didn't like Assault. But I mean, it's not... Those games aren't like Donkey Kong. There's 3 or 4 that that I love. Like Mario Party. There's 3 or 4 that I love. Smash Kart.
Brian
Star Fox is way down that list
too.
Oh no!
Brian
no!
Really enjoyed it. So he said it was a good addition to the Super Nintendo Classic. I just like the music. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, that's true. That's a pretty good theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 64 is the one that I really enjoy. It's the only one I really played. I think the 3DS version of 64 is amazing.
Yes.
It's so good. It's so good. And it has download play co-op where you can battle each other. It's so much fun. Me and the kids do that. And with motion controls, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. It's a great game.
Chalfie in the chat has a question. When's Donnie getting his hair cut? Ooh. I'll tell you what, Chalfie. My boss wishes it was tomorrow. My boss is straight out of the, it's funny because he was never in the military, but he's straight out of, that way of thinking where, all hats have to be, flat-brimmed and wore, straight, dead straight.
God.
Are you familiar with, CC Sabathia?
Oh, yeah.
So, he pitched for the Indians for, a decade. And, he always wears his hat, just a little to the side. Mm-hmm. I always wore my hat that way because, as a kid in Cleveland, everybody wore their hat way because this is what CC did. The first time he ever saw my hat like that, you would have thought I slapped his mom. He had acted he was just so upset. He hates my hair. He hates my long hair. Now here's the reason why it's great, and it's getting long. I almost have a mullet going on at this point. I even take off my headphones.
I mean, the fact that you have curls is what makes it.
So, I mean, it is long. Like, if I start to pull it out, it is, like, getting pretty long. Yeah. But my wife loves the curls and has always loved the curls and yells at me every single time I ever cut it at all.
I gripe at Brian because his hair would be curly if he grew it out, but he likes to keep it clean, cut, and short, and he gets it cut like every 3 weeks, and I'm like, nope, I'm mad at you.
So my argument is to my boss right now, at least, is hey, I'm trying to keep the wife happy, but totally before Super Bowl, I'm totally gonna have to cut it. Like, I can't have all the feds and everything coming through with my shaggy long hair. But like, it's one of those things, like, if I go take a shower and like I pull it, like it's coming down like toward my eyes now, like in the back.
Oh,
and like,
God,
yeah,
really?
It's because of the curls. The curls make it look like it's not, but I mean it is. So if I was like to pull it up and whatnot, like it's.
Oh wow!
Yeah, my hair's really curly. So you look at it through the webcam, I see what you're seeing. It doesn't look long. You're like, oh, he's got hair like a guy. It's not. It's my hair is really curly.
It's like an actual, like, if you had some static, I mean, you could have a freaking fro going on right now.
When I was little, my mom had my hair, of course, because my mom is a Parma girl from the 80s. I had shoulder-length hair. So I had, like, this long, curly hair, like, all the way down.
I gotta see a picture of that.
So, our last question for this evening. Have you ever imported a game before? I've got several that I'm thinking about importing, but I don't know the best way to go about it, and it comes from Trash Turkey.
I have never imported a game, but I import a ton of amiibo. Does that count?
Sure. I mean, it's a product. I mean, it's something.
Especially those Japanese exclusive Monster Hunter ones and the QB, and there were some Sanrio amiibo cards that never came from the Animal Crossing series. So I import those, and I import a lot of video game memorabilia and stuff from AmiAmi and Amazon Japan. I don't go to Play Asia because they are extremely overpriced. But
wow.
Yeah.
So I only use Play Asia.
They are extremely overpriced.
What a part about it that you find? So like I bought for example, the most recent Play Asia thing that I bought was Corn amiibo. I got it for $15.99 plus shipping, which seemed fine.
Shipping's where they kill you.
It's like $8, but it's coming all the way from Japan.
So I get it like when that corn came out. I got it from Amazon Japan actually because I was not going to be buying. I think it was an Amazon exclusive.
I could never get that site to like work for me in terms of like translating it to English and getting an account and everything.
There's an English option. I'll show you. Anyway, you have to create your another Amazon account through Amazon Japan. It was 1,296 yen, which is roughly $12.96. However, because the yen is so like our dollar is better in comparison. So really, you knock that down, and it's pretty much like $10. Then you ship that over to Tenzo. Tenzo is my shipping company that I use. They basically have your own Japanese address, which is their warehouse, but it's got your user number for Tenzo on there, and they know where to put it. And they take like a 300 yen handling fee, which is literally like $3, less than $3. And yeah. You pay the shipping for it. So I mean,
that sounds all complicated. I just go to Play Asia and put it in the cart and buy
it. You end up saving about $20 if you do it the way that I do it.
Okay.
Especially if you're buying in bulk, because you can consolidate your package. So
yeah, you can.
Especially with AmiAmi, I get monthly orders. So if I know that there's stuff coming out, I just lump it all into one monthly order. That way I'm not paying more than, X amount of shipping for the one a month. Also, AmiAmi offers amazing discounts if you pre-order. So most of the time I get everything 20% off just for pre-ordering.
Nice.
So if you got any questions about being a Japanophile, I don't like to call myself a weeaboo, but some people would. I'm not, I promise. I just really like memorabilia that is not readily available in the West because it wouldn't sell as well here. So I import.
Yeah, I nowhere near like that. I don't even say I'm a veteran, but I've imported a few things. When the amiibo craze was hot, like when we were collecting them, I imported 5 or 6 for Christmas.
Right.
I've imported a few Suda 51 games because they usually go on sale there first. So I think the silver case I imported.
I was tempted
that type of stuff
to do the physical for Okami HD because the box art was beautiful and we did not get a physical release. But I'm such a stickler to all of my games being NA and not PAL or the Japanese release.
I've also thought about importing Okami on physical.
It's just a beautiful box.
I just been waiting for I think the first time I checked it was like $30, and I was just like, it's way too much. You can buy that game on Xbox for like $11. So I was like, if I could get it, somewhat reasonably, if I could import it for like $20, I'd be into it.
I bought the digital version for $4.99, and I got it for free because I had gold.
Yeah, it's a great game. I've always wanted to finish it. I've never finished it.
I gotta finish it too.
So, I imported. What else did I import? I mean, I imported my figure, my Corrin. I've imported a few other things, but not much.
I will show everybody my Nintendo collections. Benji is aware of how I work because he does the same thing. But guys, I'm getting something from Ami like every month.
That's insane. Most people would love to live off your Ami finance, like your budget.
Hey, I'm having to cut back because
your figurine budget.
Oh, house shopping, real estate, yuck.
All so much fun. Stuff. Super fun. One of my favorite memories, I think I've told the story a bunch. My favorite memories, or at least some of the most influential, most like readily memorable, are the ones where I've moved. Like on more than one occasion. Like there's something so, I don't know. There's something so fun. It's a lot of work, right? You work your ass off because it's a ton to move. You got to pack and coordinate. It's a huge stress. But there's something so fun about like throwing a pallet on the floor and like sleeping in a new place and like, driving out for breakfast and exploring a new town. There's something I've always really, really enjoyed. I'll never forget those days.
You maybe. I am very attached. Like I still cry when I go back to my parents' house. This is my house. I miss my house. Yeah. So. All
right, boys and girls, that does it for us. Thank you so much for listening to the Nintendo Shack. Remember, you can find us here, PSVG's Twitch page, twitch.tv/PSVG, every Thursday night at 9:30-ish. And we go live every Friday. So please tell a friend about us, the Nintendo Shack podcast, and all those services, our blog and Discord, psvg.blog, and the Make Us Better community at patreon.com/makeusbetter. So, with that, that's Caroline. I'm Donnie. We appreciate every week, and we will see you next week. Good night, Koopalings.